Fantastic. So we're going to change and pivot a little bit. And does everyone have a phone?
Yes.
Okay, so pull it out. You're going to need it. And so has anyone been to Value Real Estate Networking downtown Pleasanton before? I take care of all their social media. I'm on the board. So that's one way that I give back. I actually just resigned, but that's one way I give back. I started about 7 years ago out of my master bedroom. On a futon I slept, and I called 350 Liftoff agents to come up with the service that we have here today. 3,000 agents later, I have 150 clients, a team of 8. I'm in 4 different states, started at 23, now I'm 33 years of age. Thank God for Leslie, she's amazing. She recognized some of the things I was doing in Value Real Estate Networking. I sponsored the Bay East inaugural, saw her on stage, came back full circle, and Dawn invited me here today. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak with all of you, and like day in the life of being a realtor today. So it was really cool. So glad you guys have your phones out. We're gonna make this interactive. I'm gonna be asking questions. Who here uses social media? Okay. Who here can identify, based off using social media, a client that may buy or sell from you? No one? One? Okay, fantastic. Give us a quick little story about how you can identify that.
Well, for me, a lot of the inquiries that I've gotten have been from my sphere that have reached out to me from 10 years ago. They're like, hey, I just saw that you're an agent. My parents are thinking about selling their house in Fremont. Do you work in that area? Because that's where I used to live.
There you go.
And so it's not so much, it's a kind of indirect, they just see it. And they're like, oh, hey, I remember seeing this on your Facebook.
Perfect, fantastic. So there's a use case scenario of identifying a client that's on social media. So we just signed up a client on Monday, and I was with my family, and my daughter just turned 1 on Saturday or Sunday technically, and I get a message on Instagram through the stories. So we were talking about stories, and on Instagram you could use stories to share behind the scenes what you're doing. Who here uses stories? All right, we have some people using stories. So that's a way to be able to, personally show people that you're at the open house, that you're at broker's tour, what you're doing throughout your day. So individual Garrett reached out to me Sunday, set up an appointment the next day, and closed business. So this is a real estate professional that's been following me, and I identified him as a customer, but in the future, and based off my efforts of using social media, it became fruitful, which is nice. Who knows the average buyer age? Just throw out any number, no right or wrong.
36.
36, very close. 33 years of age is the average buyer. Who knows the average real estate professional? Very close, 56 years of age. So there's a 20-year plus gap in the marketplace where if an average buyer of 33 years of age, what are they going to do? They're going to go on Zillow, they're going to go on social media, they're going to even maybe search hashtags to find out characteristics of homes that fit their criteria. So this is some stuff we're going to go through today. I'm going to give you some practical things to think about, and depending on the time, I may just do a live video with all of you in the room, because personally I do a video of the day to support, entertain, and educate, and I might just do it here with you to give you a demonstration of how I would do a video on my smartphone in selfie mode. Does anyone want to see that? Put me on the spot? A couple people? Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. So a little bit about us. Before we get about us, let's talk about questions. So who wants to work smarter, not harder? All right, fantastic. Everyone in the room, right? So I'll give you a little thing to think about. Insta story, right? Just as an Insta story, I do it all day long, right? 24 hours, they basically circulate. I did an Insta story on my personal page, reached over 315 people in less than 24 hours. If I was a real estate professional and one of those persons wanted to buy or sell, that could be a really strategic way for me to be able to keep top of mind. Who wants to make more money? Everyone, come on, I'm pretty sure. Who wants to become a millionaire? Billionaire? Yes, you have some billionaires here? Okay, we have one in the back. All right, cool, fantastic. And then, who wants to automate their marketing? Make it automated so you can just do what you need to do to be out in the field and do what you do best, work with buyers, sellers, brokers, tours, things like that, and the back end, automating your process. And who's ready to learn something new? Come on, everyone should want to learn something new, or I'm just wasting my time talking to myself. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I actually just got married April 6th. This is my wife and my daughter, who just turned 1 year old on Sunday. Just got back from Hawaii about a month ago, and I wouldn't be able to have success without a strong team. So this is a bit of my team here that I can put on the screen. And Smith Chung is my co-founder and partner that I met on Craigslist. And he had his own company. I had personal assistants. We came together, called 350 agents, and said, hey, there's something here. Average age is 57. Agents want to be different. They want tool sets that they can take from broker to broker, and they want the same support. I think we can come up with something. And so Smith and I worked together. He's the techie behind the scenes, and I do all the talking, and we came up with our company. And then from there, that's how we drive and ensure our client success. We need to have a strong team and a strong why to be able to make that happen. So who here has a strong why? We talked about it a little bit today, right? You have to have a strong why. You have to get that momentum going, keep that momentum going, whether it's, helping your parents, retire, or, giving back to charity, or your family, whatever that why is going to really help you and motivate you and drive you. So there's a couple billionaires in the back, so my goal is to basically make $1 billion and give it all back before I die. That's what I want to do. And so I want to be able to do philanthropy, and I want to go out and I want to give back my time and donate to companies, or nonprofits, should I say, that need help, right? When I was on my futon in my room and I was sitting here knocking my head against the wall and figuring out what I was going to do, it was hard, it was tough. I didn't have a lot of support. And so if I can give that to someone else, that would be huge. Okay, so let's go ahead and first we're going to talk about a marketing strategy. Who here knows what a marketing strategy is, or what's a piece of your marketing strategy? Go ahead. What's a marketing strategy? Just give me one piece of your marketing strategy.
Well, in terms of social media, it's frequent posts about what I'm doing or what the market's doing.
Perfect. Okay, fantastic. Anyone else want to take a stab at it? So your marketing approach is the items that drive your marketing. Website, social media, landing page, mailers, door hangers are part of your marketing approach, right? What you post is then going to then reach out to that target demographic, whether it's a buyer, seller, and their drivers, right? So who here posts on social media and posts content that's going to identify your target? Is it a buyer, is it a seller, and what is their driver? Anyone here? No one? Come on, someone does. I'll give you an example. So a millennial wants to buy a home. First time home buyer, they just got married. Where are they at? Facebook. They work for tech companies. So would you not want to post something around that demographic, or write blog articles around being a millennial, which is a first-time home buyer in, say, for instance, Bay Area or Pleasanton, California, right? That gets you really focused. So a marketing approach is, your brand, your social, your web, your mailers, things like that, and then diving in a little bit deeper, which we'll do today. So we'll gear this marketing around specifically real estate, because that's all we focus on at Liftoff Agent. We're going to basically talk about the who, the why, and the how when it comes to marketing. So identifying buyer or seller, and then the who, why, and how when you want to post online to identify that target demographic. We're also going to talk about what's next and taking action today. And before doing that, we have to take some action where everyone has their phone, right? You want to take some action? You guys ready to take some action? All right. And if you don't have your phone or you're having a problem, I have a little hack here. So what is come up in a second, and then from there we're going to find out where you're all at today. So does everyone want to see where they're at today? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, a little more energy here.
Yeah.
All right. Wake you guys up. Because if you don't know where you're starting, then it's going to be harder to be able to get started. Just like we talked about scripts and dialogues, asking their clients what's their driving factors to be able to drive to ensure their success that helps closing the deals. And then you don't have to find out working 30 days in, oh my God, this person actually doesn't want to sell. I didn't ask and I didn't quantify that at the beginning. Are you ready to take action? Got your phones? All right, so everyone take out your phone, go to exposuregrade.com. And I'll give you a hack. If you can't get online or get to this point, you actually, on the back of the note sheet, you can flip it over, we're going to identify your exposure grade, and we're going to find out specifically where you're at currently. Where's your website? Where's your branding? Where's your social media? Where's your networking? What are you doing or maybe not doing to be able to enhance your business? So exposuregrade.com. And then after you go ahead and fill out the form, there's going to be a number. And that number is what I'm looking for. So the first person to give me a number, who's that going to be? So you'll get a number. It's going to grade you 0 to 100. There's no losing number. We're all here to grow and learn and be able to get to the next level of success with marketing online and find out who gets the first one. So does everyone have a link?
Yeah.
Think everyone has it? Okay. So we're going to identify exposure grade, branding, social, web, farm mailing, networking, and we're going to give you a grade from a guru to a trainee. So it's not like, F, you're a failure, none of that type of stuff here. So we want to find out where you're at, and this will help you identify a little bit more traits to your business. So who's going to be the first person there? One thing out of this list that you need to focus on primarily to start.
Probably my website.
Website? Okay. Fantastic. Awesome. A website. So she wants to focus on her website. Anyone else have a number?
Yeah.
What's your number?
90.
Fantastic. So you're doing actually really good. You're pretty much close to the guru mark. So what is something that maybe, because we all want to work on something and get better, what's something that you're working on currently?
Well, I just joined a team where we're redoing our website.
Nice.
We have a marketing consultant
Okay.
who will be doing all of our branding. Just big on, I do a lot of Facebook boosts.
Okay. So it sounds like right now you're kind of in transitions, going through that process,
Yeah.
and a little bit of unknowns, but you do a lot with Facebook
Well,
boosting.
we're just very consistent.
Cool, fantastic. Consistency is key when marketing on social media or anything online, and making sure that every day you're doing something. Anyone else want to say a number?
65.
65? Fantastic. What's one thing you want to work on?
Having I'm not hooked up to Google.
Okay. Google Business Page. Okay, so Google My Business is free. Register your address. Quick story on that. Actually, in Brentwood, did a presentation out there at Keller Williams. Keller Williams, the office, didn't set up their Google My Business. I told them about a trick. I said, hey, set up Google My Business. Just look it up, googlemybusiness.com. Go to Google, register your address. Next thing you know, he was getting a bunch of phone calls as the office. People are reaching out to him directly because the office didn't even take advantage of Google My Business. So it's pretty amazing what, if you know what you know and you get to it first, people will be behind you, and you don't want to be a laggard, you want to be an innovator, early adapter, and next thing you know, this guy was getting calls from the office. All right, first, so what's next? How do you take action? So let's talk about next action steps, and let's talk about the who. So who is your focus? Is it buyer or is it seller? And who here works primarily with buyers, sellers, both? All right, fantastic. So you can work with both in traditional marketing, but I highly recommend niching down and focusing on one or the other, or getting really good with one, like we talked about in the front here about boosting. So say for instance, if you look here, here's a couple of examples of, say for instance, a buyer and a seller. But let's go a little deeper with this. Why? So why is the person looking to buy or sell? What's driving them? So on this side of the screen, can anyone answer buyer or seller? Anyone?
Oh, buyers.
Buyers, okay, and why?
Because look how happy they are. Choose the background.
Okay.
They're tired and they just know their shit out and they're done.
Okay. So that's a really good point. So these are maybe above happy sellers, and the reason why they're selling is it says for sale here. It's hard to see it. And if you can look at their demographic of their age, and you look at how big the home is,
Yeah.
they are empty nesters. That's a target demographic. So if you're going to say boost a post and you have something that identifies, so if I was, say my wife and I were at this age, right, and I wanted to downsize and I saw something like this, it would catch my attention. Whether that's a social post, a boosting, Insta story, things like that. And if you look at this person, buyer or seller?
Buyer.
There you go. 5 demonstrating female landlords. So when you do your marketing and you're doing any posting, you want to identify your target demographic and why and what's their drivers. And then how do you do it? Well, you do it with a couple different things: social media, video, websites, and also, say for instance, ads. Now this isn't a marketing play for Don and Sue, so just to let you know. I talked to Don about this already. And so the biggest thing is making sure that your message to the driver of that buyer or seller is consistent on social media. Has anyone tried this before? Get in front of a camera and talk about something? Yeah? Who? Who's in the room? What do you talk about?
What don't I talk about?
Just a quick thing that you do to attract
Market
buyer or
updates.
seller. Market updates.
And tips and advice.
Any success from it?
Yeah, my grandmother really likes it.
Okay, there you go.
I
Okay.
get good visibility.
Fantastic. All right, so getting in front of a camera talking about market updates is a really good idea. What happens with this video? Goes on to potentially YouTube, could go to your website, and it could go to your social. And imagine having a video. Who's done like a video walkthrough tour? right? Showcasing the home that you have for sale. Who's done a video testimonial and sent it to a potential client before you went to the formal listing presentation? Anyone?
I
Kinda?
do. Well, when I submit an offer and I know it's multiple,
Yep.
I'll take those buyers
Yep.
and do a video of them walking through that house instead of doing a buyer letter. I send
Perfect.
a buyer video.
There you go. So I'll give you a statistic. 2020, which is here, 90% of consumers will buy because of video. So video is so popular and just it's such a big topic. And if we have a second here in a minute, we'll get to YouTube. I want to show you a minute clip of Ryan Serhant. Anyone know who Ryan Serhant is? Literally wants to take over the world. He did a YouTube video recording $1 billion in active listings that he has, right? And I'm going to show you a clip with him and Casey Neistat. And Casey has over 1.5+ million subscribers. And Ryan asked him the question, what do you think about realtors being on YouTube? And I'll show you that answer here soon, okay? So these are some things to think about when marketing the how. And so let's keep moving. So let's talk about the chart. So here's your who. Your who is the buyer or seller or both. The why is the person looking to buy or sell? Yes.
Youre, do you think there's going to be a saturation point with the videos? Because everybody's posting them. If so, what would your recommendation be?
So we're seeing a saturation in a sense where what I'm seeing is, and just to let you know, we're all getting targeted, whether you want to believe it or not, and they're listening to your conversations. And if you've ever had an ad pop up and you never looked for anything, one time I was going to order pizza, talking to my roommate just years back, and an ad popped up for pizza. So what I'm seeing is a lot of like, oh, get rich quick, buy this, this, and there's a lot of that going on. But we all have our ecosystem, and what social is doing right now is they're making it so when you do a video or post or any of that type of activities, keeps you in your ecosystem of your friends and your families and your friends of friends. So then it makes it so it's not going to be so saturated. But there's a lot of people getting on social media. If you're not on it now, you're considered more of a lagger. But I don't think we're quite there just yet. So I think that there's still lots of room for success when it comes to social media. So when you think about the why is a person looking to buy? What's their driver? That's here. And then when you think about the how, this is how you market to them. So if you're going to say identify a post, or you're going to boost a post, or you're going to run an ad, think about first-time home buyer. First-time home buyer could be a millennial, could be a rental couple. So if you have a millennial that's a first-time home buyer in a complex, you potentially could do a mailer, right? And that mailer could have a link to a landing page with your video. How's it going? My name is Norman Kinsey with Compass. I wanted to send you this mailer because I help out new home buyers. So you may be, wanting to start a family, thinking about buying a home. I want to be your realtor, right? So what happens with and I'm sure someone in the people in the room here can identify this. So a first-time home buyer turns into upgrade because they have kids, they need more room. And then from there they turn into a, say, downgrade, number 8, right? Anyone gone through that life cycle before? Worked for the first-time home buyer, then they upgraded, and then they either one turn into an investor because they wanted to turn that into a rental and get another house so they pull out equity, or they just want to downsize because they're empty nesters and kids are out, right? So this is something to think about with your chart of the who, the why, and how to bring it together full circle. All right, so let's talk about social. So we're going to talk about these accounts. Right now I want to show you something that I feel like is very important, which is very simple. It's not another thing for Don and Susan, but what do you guys see here through the social accounts?
Consistency.
Correct. So has anyone Google searched themselves before? Yeah. So do that. Google search yourself, right? Look at your social channels. We're coming into the slower time of the market, right? Coming into fall and we're coming into winter. So you might have more time to deep dive into your social, your accounts, what's working, what's not working, is it consistent? And that's exactly what we've done here and what you should do. And so does your website and mailers need to be consistent? Yes. You want your website and mailers to be consistent, so that way when you send out a mailer, they go to your website, then you can be able to maximize every opportunity for them to see it and stay consistent with it. Because a brand is nothing more than a relationship. Doesn't matter what your logo is, doesn't matter what you look like. It matters about your personality to the person and that connection to that person and that relationship you build with that person, okay? So that's just to put things into perspective for you. Does anyone know here what a Facebook pixel is? Talking about websites. No? No Facebook pixel? Not one person? All right, so write it down. Facebook pixel. Look it up on Google. Find out what a Facebook pixel is. A Facebook pixel is, especially for someone who's boosting posting right now, in the front here, you put a Facebook pixel in the title of your site, behind the scenes of your site. You can talk to, say, for instance, Don Faught, your tech department. Maybe you can do it with your current website. And the Facebook pixel does retarget marketing. Does anyone know what retarget marketing is? Have you ever went shopping online before and had an ad pop up for something that you didn't buy? They're retargeting you. I'll give you another tip. If you're tired of seeing these ads pop back up, look on how to clear my cookies. If you clear your cookies on your computer, you won't see ads pop up anymore. So if you make it a habit to clear your cookies once a week, and you go shopping on Amazon or any site, then it won't pop back up again. So a Facebook pixel goes into your website. That helps you with retarget marketing, and that way when you do boostings or Facebook ads, you can maximize your opportunity where if someone lands on your website, or better yet, you send out a mailer and it goes to, say, a location, right, for maybe a market update, and they don't do anything, you can still retarget them with the Facebook pixel. So it gives you an opportunity to be able to maximize sending out your mailers. Anyone send out mailers here? Does anyone bring them somewhere? Call to action to a location. Where do you bring them? What do you do?
Wait, I don't know.
So-
Or as in to another house.
So say, for instance, bring them to a location as far as like a landing page or a website. Did anyone bring them to a something like that?
Click on it. He's saying if they click on this, are you bringing them somewhere else?
Yeah, I have a link.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So a lot of times traditional marketing is phone number and email, right? Give me a text, send me an email. Well, if you actually have a link, which you can't get the mailer and click the link, unfortunately, maybe that's going to be in the future, but you can go to the website and then you can basically look at market updates, search for homes, whatever you want to do, whatever your call to action is. I give you an example for the millennials. So that would be a mailer geared towards the millennials. You bring them to a location with a link, and then you can retarget to them. If you send out 500 mailers, maybe you only 50 people, you got 50 people's information, then you can retarget them with the Facebook pixel running ads. Okay, does that all make sense? Cool. All right, so now let's get into a little bit more of the analytics. So does anyone like track website analytics, social media analytics? You have a couple people? Perfect, awesome. So when you track analytics, it's nice to know that if you had a website and you put the Facebook pixel in the website and you ran ads online, it's nice to know that if there was, say, 300 and let's go to 275 views on the site, those 275 people that went to your website that didn't do anything, if you had the Facebook pixel, you ran ads online, you can retarget to them. Would that be helpful? Would that help you a little bit, right, in your business? When we talked about at the beginning of the presentation, we talked about automating the process. It doesn't mean hiring a company. That just means taking notes, being proactive, talking to the tech department here at Compass, just putting a Facebook pixel into your website, and then monitoring the data, right? And then eventually, when you start running the ads on Facebook, you'll be able to retarget them. Social media, knowing your engagements, like who's in your audience, how many posts are sent, how many posts, like mentions, how much engagement. It's nice to know when you're doing postings what's happening, and then you'll see too that maybe friends or family always like your stuff first, but then also their friends or family potentially could see it. Or if you and you maybe have people share your posts, that can help you too. You know, hey, I encourage you to share this post. I'm running a drawing. I'm giving away, a $50 Starbucks gift card. If you please just share my listing so it goes out to your friends and family. Has anyone tried that before? Imagine, who has posted their listing on Facebook? Maybe their personal page. Why not ask them to just share it for them, right? Or we talked about with the CPA, right? I've been taking my notes, not really just been paying attention. $500, right? A $500 referral. How powerful would it be if you had a listing, you post it on social media, and you say, I'm going to give a $500 referral fee. If you share this out to your friends and family and find someone for me to buy this home.
You just can't advertise that, by the way.
Yeah.
If you do it, you just can't advertise you're going to give a referral fee to it.
So it's just to get the ideas flowing. You know the legal end of your business. That's not something that we even do at Liftoff Agent. It's just ideas, right, of ways to be able to do a gift card giveaway, get people to share, and that'll help you with being able to get some more exposure. All right, so let's talk did you knows with social media. We're going to go over these three, and when we get to YouTube, I'm going to show you that video. And did you know 92% of consumers shop online? And out of that 92% of shoppers, 75 window shop homes and look at agents using social media. So it's very, very powerful if you're not already on social. So Instagram, 1 billion active users on Instagram currently. Who here is using Instagram to market their business? Who here has used, this is a reverse psychology play, who has used Instagram at one of your open houses? Anyone? Okay, how do you use it?
It's like a preview.
A preview?
To see, so if they can't make it to the open house, then they have a way to kind of walk through.
Perfect, awesome. Has anyone tried to attract a potential customer, right? If you had someone that came in, you went through the scripts and dialogue, you found out they're a buyer, has anyone thought about using Instagram specifically to be able to say, hey, I go on broker tour every week on Friday, and I can actually, are you on Instagram? Okay, great, I can actually send you listings around your criteria on the Insta Stories. Anyone thought about that? So you could use Insta Stories to send them specific criteria that fits their demographic, right? I want a pool in the backyard, I want 2x1, I need upgraded kitchens and bathrooms. Fantastic, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and write that down, and when I go on Broker's Tour, I'm gonna be sending you Insta Stories around those criteria. On the back end of Instagram, you can have a log of all the people that you message, and you can have that dialogue at the back end of Instagram that can turn into CRM, customer management tool. It's a different way of thinking about it, but it's hacking what's there to keep top of mind and to be able to bring down the barrier to entry and to intrigue, right? If you intrigue the person that you're going to say you want to earn their business, then they're going to be more likely to work with you. Wow, you're doing some things I've never heard before. 71% are ages 35 and younger on Instagram. And when we go over these social platforms, I'm going to give you the age ranges so you can understand what demographics on what social platform, so you can see which one you want to use based off of your client base. You know who your demographic is. Another one is Instagram is the second most used engaged platform or social media platform besides Facebook. And it takes more than 60% of users, or should I say 60% of users log in daily. Okay, log in daily and check Instagram. So you're on Instagram, you're doing the stories. Right now, what's hot on Instagram, if you've looked at the engagements lately, anyone that uses Instagram a lot, it's the stories. The story numbers have shot through the roof, but engagements with, say, videos on your profile or likes that you're receiving, it's like, what happened? It can completely change the algorithms. And then also, when Instagram launched the video function in 2013, 5 million views, videos were uploaded in 24 hours. So within, 24 hours? 5 million people back in 2013 uploaded videos. So if you're not uploading videos in 2019, you're a little behind the curve, but that doesn't mean you can't. And it's definitely a great platform. So if your demographic, average buyer, you have to work with buyers, that's 35, you might want to think about utilizing Instagram. Okay, so YouTube. So let's show a quick little video clip. Thank you, Don. Before I get into the stats and next steps. And this is just 1 minute. We're just gonna show you so you can get an idea. And this is, you leave it, actually, yeah, you can just leave it where it was.
Hey, broker.
Yes,
This is Michael Stern, JDS, reporting
So he's showing I think it was
from the
like
top of the
2
world,
million.
aka 111 West 57th Street.
So let's do,
Brought my blog crew, in Casey Neistat.
all right, so let's flash forward to
Wait, where to see it coming down?
And like a good broker,
In the front.
that's right.
That's what I thought.
I have my own and be on the phone selling real estate. I would
So
literally
he's utilizing
I would
he's
just die.
using YouTube right now
So you
as
try
a
it.
revenue stream and to
So-
be able to reach out to people.
Did you think YouTube was going to be the place it is now when you started? Do you get that question all the time?
I don't get that question all the time.
Like, did you think real estate brokers would be
Yes.
using it?
I think real estate uniquely should be leveraging not just social media, but YouTube in particular.
Sure.
Because when you're buying a house, you want to know two things. You want to like see and feel what it is actually like to be inside of a property.
Yep.
And you want to see and feel what the person is like who's going to be selling you that property.
Right.
And those two pieces of information can only be understood through physically meeting someone or video.
Sure.
And you can't scale physically meeting someone.
Yeah, but you can scale
You
video.
can scale video. There's a sense of trust on YouTube that doesn't really exist anywhere else in media.
Yeah.
Where you become so preconditioned to expect the kid sitting at the end of his bed
Yeah.
in his parents' bedroom saying, "What's up, guys?" to camera.
Yeah.
That it doesn't really matter what you're seeing. You have an inherent willingness to trust what you're seeing on YouTube in a way that I think is met with skepticism on traditional television.
Sure.
That's it.
I agree with that.
So it's that dominant in today's market that, you know, and so you can look at Casey Neistat, take notes down, look him up. He's very, very, very well known in the YouTube and creator space. And also Ryan Serhant, he recorded $1 billion in active listings utilizing YouTube. YouTube, you can actually make passive residual income. Anytime you see an ad that runs at the beginning of YouTube, that's the creator getting paid based off that ad. So there's people out there right now. There's a YouTuber I'll talk about here in a minute. He makes I think he said he makes 1.2 million in 12 months off of just doing tips, credit card hacks, investment hacks. He's a real estate professional and he's just using YouTube. And believe it or not, I proposed to my wife on YouTube. Our marriage is on YouTube. The birth of my daughter's on YouTube. And I put out a video every single Sunday Funday called Project Entrepreneur. I record my life, put it out there, and before I met my wife, I started it for a year before, met her, and then she's like, I always see myself recording my life and sharing it. And I was already doing this, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. And so I'm recording it now. And it was crazy how that came into fruition, but I leverage YouTube personally. So let's talk some stats. YouTube has 1.3 billion active users. Who's ever YouTubed something to fix something? Leaky toilet, whatever the case may be. Think about this. Think about having a monologue or having, say, a process, right? So you say you record videos, working with buyers and sellers is your primary focus. What does that buyer process look like? What does that seller process look like? And why not have videos on YouTube to identify and to show them specifically how the process works? You guys are busy. You hear how he said scaling your business? Technology gives you the ability to scale because you can boost post, right? You can leverage past efforts, you can put videos out there, and then those videos can work to your benefit. Video testimonial, you're gonna go meet a new client, send them that. Imagine having a page on your website that breaks down the whole entire formal listing presentation. Here's my flyers, here's my video testimonial, here's my video walkthrough tour. Everything's automated on your site right now. Right there on your website, right? And then imagine being able to work with a buyer, they're skeptical, they don't know what to think, they have a million questions. Don't worry, I'm gonna send you a playlist via email, and each video is about 1 to 2 minutes long. There's 10 of them. And I want you to spend 25 minutes watching them. It'll answer every single question that you have, and there's no other agents doing it right now in the marketplace. I'm giving you real life things to think about right now based off of what I've learned and based off of all the agents I've already met and doing a lot of research and watching people like, say, Ryan Serhant, who's not even doing that right now. So those are all things to think about. 30 million visitors on per day, 18 to 49 years of age that watch YouTube videos. So that's your age demographic, 18 to 49. So there's a good wide range of people that potentially you can work with. And so that's gonna be all the stats for that. Good old Facebook. Facebook has 1.49 billion active users. Facebook is kind of dropping. It doesn't have as many active users as it used to. And 75% are female. Imagine that. A lot of females are using Facebook. 62% are ages 50 to 65 plus years of age. So that means if you're just hitting, say, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, you're gonna cover 18 all the way to 65 plus, right? To bring it together full circle on the age range, right? So that's gonna be that. And then the average watch time for a video is 10 seconds. And if you can get to 15 seconds, you're above average and on a different level when it comes to Facebook video. Does anyone know or calculated when you're scrolling through the activity feed how much time you're spending? Anyone?
Too much.
3 seconds. You're spending 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. Oh, that's cool, like 3 seconds, 3 seconds, it's 3 seconds. So when you break things down and you look at it from a different perspective to leverage it for your business, it takes time, you gotta put together a plan, and that's what we're talking about today. You really can be able to take social and don't let it use you, you use social. Who here lets social use them? They spend too much time, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, activity feed, this person got married, everything else. You can't do it, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. That doesn't help with your success momentum because you start looking at social and then you find yourself getting to the point where like, okay, it's just, all right, what was I doing again? Oh, I was checking my bank statement. I need to pay a bill, but I'm on social for the last 20 minutes. It happens to the best of us. We're humans. It just happens. So let's recap. So understanding the what. So the what is what is your focus? Buyer, seller, or both? What I would recommend, focus on one or the other when it comes to social. So take that thought process that I'm gonna attract a buyer. If anyone took a picture of that slide, what's the driver of that buyer, right? Maybe a millennial. And then focus on putting content, maybe look at the Facebook pixel, look up how to do maybe ads on Facebook and Instagram, and then try to get some success with that first, and then go to the next step. Understanding basically the why. So why is a person looking to buy or sell? It's on that document I gave you guys. Understanding how to market to the prospect. Well, you're gonna market to their needs and their drivers by using social media, mailers, website, Facebook ads, and what have you. Understanding where you're at now. We all took that exposure grade, right? And so understanding your branding, your social, your mailers, your networking, what are you doing? And I'll give you a huge tip. I'm the only person in this room that owns a marketing company. Where can you go as a real estate professional, right? Where you're the only person in a crowd of say 50, 100, 200 people. Where could that be? Is it an event that's coming up? Is it what's happening in your hometown or San Francisco or Oakland where you can like, got a stack of business cards, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna crush it. I'm gonna meet every single person I possibly can. That's a really good idea. I was thinking about that when I was sitting right there. I was like, oh man, this is interesting. And that's why I'm here, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, because now I see what you guys are all going through, very much behind the scenes. Understanding the analytics, tracking your social media, tracking your website, and seeing how it all works. This can be very overwhelming, so that's why I say, like, here's a list, take it baby steps, focus on just Facebook, then go to Instagram or pick one and get good at it, and then go from there. So that way you don't find yourself like, oh my God, glaze over, can't, done, too much, okay? All right, so a couple things. Josh Altman, these are some people that you can actually reach, you can actually look up. So Josh Altman, $1 million Los Angeles. Ryan Serhant, he's $1 million New York. And this is the guy, Graham Stephan. These are all realtors. Graham Stephan's making $1.2 million right now off of, and I'm not getting paid to say this, I don't know the guy. I just watched his videos and I found it to be really interesting. He talks about how much money he makes. He talks about what he's doing. He's a real estate agent, Graham Stephan. And he's not even on a show or anything. And he came up with like a agency for realtors on how to maximize social. And he's on here talking about basically listings and how he bought a Tesla for $78. He's just an outside the box thinker that now gave him the ability. So he's already hit 1 million subscribers is where he's at now. And the cool thing about YouTube is you hit milestones. So you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and 400 hours in 12 months to even get paid. I just hit 1,000 plus subscribers and I now can just basically post on the activity feed. So you actually have to put in the work and the effort, and then you get to get treated for wins. It's not like as easy as Facebook or as easy as Instagram where you just post. And it's all free, you have to like get subscriber count, and you have to hit milestones, and then you get additional resources, okay? So these are the people to follow, and these are the 3 programs. You guys have all the brochures. Anyone that did the exposure grade, you all basically are going to get a free online evaluation if you wish. There's no obligation, not selling you anything. I'm also going to give everyone $500 off the start cost if you do want to get signed up with us. This isn't so much about us, it's more about you. So even if you wanted to take advantage of, say, a strategy meeting and get some ideas and some suggestions on how to maximize all of this for your own business and not pay a dime, fine. We just want to be a resource and support you and help you, so that way you can get some clarity and get on road for success. And that's why I feel like that's why Don invited me. And so I want to leave it with some questions, and then if we have enough time, I could probably do that video. It took me about 1 or 2 minutes to do that video, but Q&A, questions.
Yeah, we're pretty much out of time.
All right, so we won't do that, but any questions? Anybody got any questions?
Norman, can you go back to the breakdown of the different programs?
Yep. And I have brochures and extra brochures as well if you need them.
Okay.
Yeah. So we basically, everything that we cover, we do. We do it all. We do all that A through Z, but we're more comprehensive. So some people just do social, some people just do websites, some people just do cookie cutter stuff. We identified a specific market, realtors. We understand their pain points and came up with a solution based off those pain points, and we came up with a solution to make it so it's all together. We have a network. We have everything from photographers, videographers, the whole nine, because agents have pain points where they start working with a company or an expert that comes from a different background, they don't understand real estate, and then it becomes painful when you're trying to connect the dots and the person doesn't know everything, and then you're spending thousands of dollars. So, which is very, very painful sometimes. And everything that we develop is yours to keep, and there's no contracts. We keep it simple, 30-day cancellation. So, thank you so much, Don.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
I just want to end up with this one comment. It's hopefully you're seeing today, it either takes an investment of time or your money. And so you got a lot of great information. Norman is a great resource for this particular space and this particular product. So you can either invest your time and do the social media, or you can invest in Norm and his company and have them do it for you. So it's all, everybody has a different budget in mind, but you have to invest in yourself one way or the other, either your time or your money, hopefully both. So,
Yep.
this work.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.